Oh, he's doing that on purpose. He's showing off. So Steve? Yeah.
How many tails have we got on the tails? Anybody count them? Anybody count them as they were coming? Oh man, if I fall back here, shit on, I'll just kill myself.
They ain't gonna tell nobody.
Right off the fence.
No, I don't do it. I'm like Nigel, I just stay back here.
All right. Same thing.
Was the Greek authorities understood cocaine was not coming to their country. They still continue to work diligently in this effort. Castor was also seized and also part of the same investigation. This ship was seized last week. Back when it was seized last week by the Coast Guard.
This investigation for some time now. As many of you know, the Cons was recently sold by the U.S. government and is on its way to Korea, I believe, to be turned into scrap. This vessel here, we will now conduct an investigation, and if warranted, it will also be forfeited and sold, proceeds returned to the government.
On behalf of the members of the PEEP delegation, I feel honored and pleased to be here today with you. The Drug Subdivision of the Athens Greek Police, the other competent law enforcement Greek authorities, the Narcotic Unit, the Financial and Economic Crime Office, the Ministry of Finance, the Narcotics.
Just as an individual, I know you work for the federal government.
Well, they're professionals.
Yeah, but they do it not only so that it's watertight, airtight.
Buying a lot of those things.
I had enough of the festivities Saturday, Sunday, two bikes.
Oh, what's
party before March. And it just sits in seizure, and we don't shut up if there's no news. Once there's no innocent owner. If somebody can prove they're an innocent owner and they're not involved, we give them a vote. If there's a lien on the boat, then we take the boat. We have a contract with the county, and this boat we would sell because it's worth money, but right in the we end up sinking the county. Our storage costs are near the time it takes to go through the forestry process. For a boat like this, it's $100,000. And some of the Haitian boats are $100,000. The boat is not worth that much. So we turn it over to the county takes it out and sinks it.
Frank Figueroa, Special Agent in charge with the Customs Service in Miami. They will each make a brief statement. Behind me, we are also happy to have the Coast Guard boarding team that discovered the cocaine on the motor vessel Castor, as well as members of the U.S. Customs Service. After the speakers have made their statements, I will direct any
motor vessel Castor north of the Venezuelan coast. The HMS Marlborough, a British ship, and the USS Zephyr, a U.S. Navy ship, patrolling the Caribbean for Joint Interagency Task Force East, and both carrying Coast Guard law enforcement teams, moved to intercept the ship. The Coast Guard law enforcement teams from Marlborough and Zephyr boarded and searched the Castor under the authority of the government of Panama. The vessel had departed Veracruz, Mexico on May 18th and was carrying a legitimate cargo of sugar to Nigeria. The Coast Guard boarding teams, however, discovered a cargo no less pure, but infinitely more lethal hidden on board, between 8,000 and 10,000 pounds of cocaine. On May 27th, that vessel arrived in Galveston, Texas yesterday after another Coast Guard law enforcement team, again operating from Her Majesty's ship Marlborough, intercepted the ship in the Caribbean Sea. The cocaine seizures on the China Breeze and Castor are the 11th and 12th largest ever, and follow the 9th largest bust of 9,958 pounds seized aboard the motor vessel Con in January. Of course, those figures are subject to change once the official weighing of this cocaine has been done. These are deep in the Caribbean by Department of Defense airplanes. Officials of a U.S. law enforcement agency, the Coast Guard, were delivered to the suspect vessel by a British warship, HMS Marlborough, and a U.S. warship, the Zephyr. Those law enforcement personnel boarded the foreign flag vessels with the permission of the Panamanian government and discovered tons of cocaine. A Coast Guard cutter patrolling the Caribbean, the Decisive, out of Pascagoula, Mississippi, escorted the Castor, its crew, and illegal cargo back to the United States so that our courts can take action. Each agency and government has an important role in this seizure, and it is only through cooperation such as this that we can continue to achieve success in stopping illegal drug smuggling on the world's oceans. The seizure of these large shipments of drugs demonstrates the benefit of the Coast Guard, other law enforcement agencies, and our allies working together to stop drug smuggling far from our shores. The further at sea we stop them, the less likely it is that these drugs will show up on America's or our allies' streets. Thank you. It's a pleasure to introduce to you Frank Figueroa.
Good afternoon. My name is Frank Figueroa. I'm the Special Agent in charge for U.S. Customs here in South Florida. I'm here today to join the U.S. Coast Guard in announcing the seizure of approximately 10,000 pounds of cocaine. The seizure of this cocaine is the result of the fine work being done regularly in the Caribbean by the United States Coast Guard and the British Navy. The U.S. Customs Service will now conduct an investigation into this smuggling attempt. We've already brought in 3 intelligence analysts here from Washington, D.C. to assist us in looking for similarities to other smuggling attempts as we try to tie these drugs to their owners. Customs agents and inspectors will spend the next several days searching every inch of the motor vessel Castor. That search will be done at the same time that we examine its entire load of approximately 897 metric tons of sugar that was laden on board. In addition to the drugs being seized, the vessel itself is being seized by U.S. Customs. The Castor's 10-member crew has been taken into custody and is being interrogated. The crew consists of 1 Cuban captain, 3 Colombian nationals, 2 Ecuadorians, and 2 Panamanians, and 2 yet unknown. Depending on the outcome of these interviews, some crew members may be arrested and prosecuted. The drugs themselves are being taken by customs agents for a close examination to see if we can connect them in any way to any known smuggling organizations. The cocaine has a value of approximately $68 million wholesale in South Florida.
Very aggressive boarding program in the Caribbean that we do in combination with the United States Navy, the British Navy, the Dutch Navy, and this is exactly the reason that we look for ships that are traveling the Caribbean, board them, and make sure they're carrying legitimate cargo. The international nature of what we do and the interest of our allies indicates that the problem of drugs, especially cocaine from the Caribbean,
This year, how much? You say Miami, so